Hey, so we're in and I'm with Aaron Chen. Welcome to the Back to Your Future project, Aaron. Thank you so much.
No problem. No problem.
Online probably it was a year ago now, and oh my God, your growth since then, and you've traveled the world. I'm so jealous because I'm focusing in on my businesses, and you've been traveling here, there, and everywhere. I'm seeing all of that. It's incredible, and launching some really amazing products. And yeah, so we met. I think it was with the Super Affiliate Network, and then you've created a lot of your own killer content since then. So give us a bit about
Yeah.
your backstory then, please.
Yeah. So I've been online now for 10 years. Actually, started in 2009. Just like a lot of people, I had a corporate job, was working for somebody else for a long time, and I've always worn a suit to the office. And after doing that for a while, I just decided that there has to be another way. And so that's how I kind of dived into the whole online world. Discovered that there were a lot of different things that you could do, and sort of started to try and figure out how to make money on the internet. And then it just took a long time, Martin. It took me from 2009 to 2016, so that was 8 years. Spent
Yeah.
a ton of money trying to figure it out, tried lots and lots of different things. Got some results here, got some results there, but essentially couldn't really figure it out until 2016, when stuff started to work for me. And then from 2016 to 2019, started to really develop that, started making quite a lot of money. And then finally, 2019 in April, I had tripled my old corporate income. And I was consistent enough that I was like, okay, this is the right time. I'm going to quit my corporate job and focus on the online business full time. And the rest, as they say, is history.
Wow,
That's
that's
it.
an incredible story, and it's a motivation for a lot of people that are just starting out as well. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so question number one then. When you started, what did the internet look like? Because, we had CRT monitors, big, deep monitors, not the LCD or small stuff that we've
Yeah.
got now. So, and in the online space, where were you focusing, and what did the internet look like at that time? Online marketing, internet marketing. What were you doing?
Yeah, so the funny thing about, it was a long time ago, it was 10 years ago, right? And
Yeah.
at that time, affiliate marketing or people selling digital products on the internet, it had been around for probably about 5 years. And when I first got into it, there was not that many products, to be honest. There were a lot of marketing systems out there. And I actually stumbled across somebody's YouTube video, which is really interesting because I focus on YouTube now. But
Yeah.
back in 2009, when I tried to make it work, I couldn't figure it out. But my entry into the industry was actually through a YouTube video. And I actually thought to myself, like, oh, look, this guy is doing so well. He's making so much money. I guess all I have to do is make a couple of YouTube videos and people are going to find my videos, and it's kind of going to be the same journey, and I'm going to sell lots of products and I'm going to be rich. And that was kind of my whole, thought process when I first got involved. And then I guess over the last 10 years, it's just changed, it's developed. There are a lot more marketers online. There are a lot more people trying to make things happen on the internet. But the great thing about the internet is the world is so big that there's still a lot of opportunities. So it's not that thing where people are like, oh, am I late to the party? No, you're not. You're actually very, very early to the party, because the world's a big, big place. And there are still tons of people that are not marketing on the internet. Literally, there's not a lot of people, online. So
Yeah.
I think the opportunity is still tremendous. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it looks very different from when I first started. For
I'm
sure.
sure. Yeah. Cool. Right. Okay. So, fast forward from the 8 years, 10 years when you started getting involved to now, and your life is really different. So
Yeah.
did you expect it? Is it kind of blown you away of what you've achieved? Because I think it's Tony Robbins that says, people overestimate what they can do in 1 year, but they underestimate what they can do in 5 years. So,
Right.
did you expect what you've got now?
Yeah, well, the thing is that honestly, like I thought it would happen quicker. I think just like everybody who starts a business or tries something else, try something out, and especially when you're putting a lot of effort into it, you expect it to happen a lot more quickly than it does. And for me, it took 10 years. Even though I did start getting results after 8 years, I had a good career, and I didn't want to give that up a second time, because the first time I literally quit my job and I tried to do it full time for 3 years, and basically I ran out of money. I basically blew away all my savings, and then I had to rebuild my career. So I didn't want to do that again. So
Right.
2016, when things started to happen, I was like, I'm going to hold on to my job and I'm going to try and make this work until it's at the level where it just doesn't make sense to be in my corporate job anymore, right? That's what I did. And so I expected faster results, to be honest. But, you know, after a while, I just didn't even know whether I was going to break through, to be honest. But when I finally did, it was just amazing. And yeah, you're right. I mean, my life looks completely different now. The only time I wear a suit is when I go for a formal function. If you know a friend is getting married, I have to go to a wedding. That's the only time I put on my suit. Otherwise, it's just sitting in the cupboard. I wear casuals every day. I've got an electric scooter now. I don't even drive every day anymore. I work from home, and I work 50% in a co-working space, which is down the road. Like you know, they're really popular around the world right now.
Yeah, nice.
So WeWork is a big brand. WeWork is kind of where I work. I just have a hot desk. I've got no employees. It's just crazy, man. I get to do whatever I want. I travel a lot. It's great. I'm very grateful.
Laptop lifestyle, awesome.
I'm very grateful. Yeah, I really am. But I'm still hustling. You know, I'm still trying to, because I want to grow this business 10 times, right?
Yeah.
But honestly, the truth is if I stopped working right now, I could just work an hour a day and it would be completely fine. I'd be very comfortable. But that's not where I want to go. I want to continue building this thing. Yeah. So
yeah, nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So next question is, do you have any regrets in your personal life that you think, oh man, shouldn't have done that, shouldn't have let that happen? And in your business life, have you got any regrets, or do you just think, hey, that's a chapter, it's gone, forget about it?
Yeah, you know, the only regret, well, I wouldn't say it's a regret, but the thing is when you're building something like this, you're going to have to sacrifice a little bit, right? You know, there's no free lunch, and it takes a lot of hard work to get you the results that you want. And so I had to come back home from the office every day and, you know, have dinner with my wife and then spend a lot of time on the business. And then on the weekends, I would work, you know, 4 or 5 hours on a Saturday and a Sunday to put in extra time to build the business, right? And so the only regret I have is not being able to spend as much time with my wife, but she knew what she was getting into. She's also an entrepreneur. So, you know, the support system was there, which is great.
Awesome.
But that, I mean, if there was any regret, it would be that, you know, that's the only thing for that side. And then for professional, as in the internet marketing thing, I don't know. I think part of, you know, being successful is you have to make a lot of mistakes. I've made a ton. I've bought really, really crappy products. I've had a lot of accounts shut down. Like I've had my Google account shut down once. I've had my YouTube account shut down once. I've had my Facebook account shut down 4 times. And it's just, you know, it's just part of doing business, you know, and it's not that you want to get your account shut down or that you're doing anything, you know, naughty or what they call black hat. I was trying to do everything right, but unfortunately that's just part of the game, you know?
Wow. And that's totally unexpected as well. And it's like, oh my God, how do I cope with doing an online business without those accounts?
Yeah. It's one of those things. And you just have to, you have to be a problem solver, you know, and that's what a lot of people don't realize is part of being an entrepreneur is you have to fight fires and you have to be a problem solver every single day. It's not about, oh no, I just lost my Google account. I'm just gonna, you know, I'm gonna close my business now. And it's like, oh no, I just lost my Google account. What do I have to do to, you know, work around the problem, you know, under the problem, over the problem? You have to just figure it out. And that's, I think that's what's missing with a lot of people who try entrepreneurship out. The first sign of an obstacle, they give up, which is a pity, because if you just sat down, you took a step back and you thought about it, you could probably overcome the problem.
Yeah. Great advice. Love it. So a fun question here, because it can't always be boring business stuff, but do you have a favorite meal? Do you have a favorite kind of restaurant or a go-to meal that you think, oh my God, we've got to go there, hun?
Oh, you know what? You know, one of my favorite restaurants is actually in London, is Burger and Lobster. Have you ever been there?
No.
No, it's in London. They have the best lobster rolls. They don't make lobster rolls because I live in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur.
Right.
We have a couple of places, but they don't make it like that. And so whenever we go to London, that's the first place that we have a meal. And if you guys, whoever's watching this, if you ever get a chance to go to London, go to Burger and Lobster and have the lobster roll. It is just amazing. It's the best in the world.
Wow, I got to try that next time I'm in London as well. I'm living in the country, but cool. Okay, next question then is, where do you get your ideas from every single day, and how do you stay fresh and motivated? Because it's evolved, like you've said, over the last 10 years, but you've got to stay ahead of the game. And so how do you stay ahead of the game?
It's a couple of things, right? It's not that you have to keep reinventing the wheel, and that's what a lot of people don't realize. It's really about finding a few people that you like to listen to, you know, a few leaders, a few mentors, and it could be anybody, even people that you don't know directly. It could be from books, it could be from good YouTube videos, good Facebook videos. And notice I say good, right? Not just any random, you know, because you can get sucked into YouTube for 3 hours and you're not watching anything good, right? So it's about being strategic about what you watch. I even get really good content off Instagram. I'm subscribed to very specific channels that keep me motivated, that give me the right information. And the one tool that I use all the time is a little app called Evernote. And I have it on my phone. And every time I hear something good, I'll grab my phone out and I'll write that little note down. So when it's time for me to create content and I don't have any ideas, or it's something that I've already done, I'll pull out my Evernote app, I'll have a look, and I'll be like, oh, right, yeah, I heard that the other day. I resonate with that. I'm going to create content based on that. And then I come out with it in my own words. So the thing that people don't realize is you don't have to be revolutionary, okay? You don't have to come up with something new. As long as the content is good and it comes from the heart and it makes sense and it can help your specific audience, just create content on that and you'll do very, very well, I promise. And that's it. That's all I do.
I think I heard that from like Russell Brunson basically said, you know, everything that you need is already out there. And what you've got to do is package it up such that the audience that follow you love you. And you're saying the same things, but you've remodeled it in your version. And actually, it's all out there already.
Yeah, the thing that people don't realize is that they think that the world is actually their market. It's not. Your market is your small little tribe that you create. So once you build a sales funnel and you're bringing people into what I call your universe, right? All you really need to do is serve that particular group of people. So whether that group of people is 10 people or it's 1,000 people, it doesn't really matter, because if you focus just on them and you give them your all and everything great, they'll connect with you, right? And they'll end up being your biggest fans. They'll end up buying the products you recommend. They'll end up buying the things that you come out with. And that's how it works. It's not about changing the whole world. It's about changing the lives of those 1,000 people that are in your universe. That is it. That's all it is, right? Yeah. And if you think about this, if you have 1,000 fans that that love your stuff, will buy all your products, you will be a very, very successful person. Honestly, you don't really even need much more than that. And so people think like, oh, I've got to be a Tony Robbins. You're not going to become a Tony Robbins. You don't need to become a Tony Robbins. You just need to be yourself, change a few lives, and that will just make a huge difference. That's it.
Love it. Love it. So simple. We've already touched on this, but what's your ambition for your business and how far do you want to take it? Do you want a multi-million-dollar business? Are you happy to just take it to a certain level? What's it look like in a few years' time?
Yeah, so the thing is that, that's a really interesting question, Mine. So with this business, you can go as far as you want, right? But for me, it's about balance, because the reality is if I want to build $1 billion business, for example, okay, you have to understand that you have to be willing to become that $1 billion business owner. Now, somebody that owns $1 billion business, the way that they have to operate is very different from somebody who owns a $1 million business or, a 6-figure business, right? The workload is just completely different. So for me, it's like, I want to be comfortable, but I want to be very, very comfortable in terms of money. Okay. I don't want to necessarily have a team of 20 people. I just want to be myself. And for me, I want to be able to operate with as much leverage as I can from my home or my co-working space and make as much as I can without having to build a team. Now, whether that becomes a $1 million business or, a tens of millions, that's fine. But does it need to be a $1 billion business? No, probably not. Okay. Because the only way that you can have $1 billion business is if you have offices and hundreds of staff. You have no choice. You can't build $1 billion business by yourself. So I think, for me, I'm not, I used to manage a team of 15 people in my old corporate job. I did that for 7 years, and I don't know. I don't know if I want to manage people anymore.
It brings its own complications, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So there's pros and cons when it comes to this kind of stuff, right? So for me, I'm going to get as far as I can build the business on my own and have virtual assistants all over the world, things like that. And then I'll decide. I think that if I get to that stage and it's good for a while, I'll stay at that point. But if I get a little bit bored and I'm like, maybe I want to grow this a bit bigger, I'll make my decision at that point. But for now, I'll grow it as big as I can, just as a solo individual. Yeah, and I think I'll be very happy.
I think I'm in exactly the same boat because I'm busy with corporate and daytime job and property portfolio. For me, it's the time leverage. I just need a lot more time freedom, and the internet allows you to do that with leveraging loads of different models, business models.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. You know, I mean, I enjoy the chase. I enjoy building, and I enjoy working. But the thing is that if you're trying to chase some, specific lifestyle where you can do whatever you want and travel, that doesn't really allow you to build a team of 50 people in your home country, right? So it wouldn't make sense if I had 50 people in Kuala Lumpur in an office. And yet I want to be free and I want to travel all over the world. It doesn't really make sense, right? So the lifestyle that you want and the business have to go hand in hand. So I think for me, it's about that leverage. It's about being able to move around and be flexible and enjoy my life, because that's what life's about, right? So
absolutely. Yeah, love it. Totally love that and resonate completely with what you've just said. Okay, so give us a few of your role models. We've mentioned a few names already on this call, but are they your role models and people that have influenced you?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got 3 or 4. I mean, the first one is the guy who really helped me to change my life in 2016. That's Vic Streisius, right? So he's a huge marketer. He was the one that gave me the ideas that I have even implemented today that allowed me to generate a lot of sales. So he's one. Russell Brunson is huge. You know, I consume all of his stuff. I use his platform, ClickFunnels. And then someone who's actually outside of the industry, Gary Vaynerchuk. I don't know if you've ever Gary V stuff. He's just so real. You know, that I like his style. I try to take a lot of what he says, and he just makes a lot of sense. So these 3, I would say, are the guys that really pushed me forward. And then the one book that made a big difference for me was The 4-Hour Work Week by Timothy Ferriss. Yeah, it's a great book. So I'm sure you know that. Actually, and one more book actually that really helped me was The Secret of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. That's a good book. That's a good book. I think
the first one from Tim Ferriss is on my reading list, waiting to be read. But I'll add the second one. Thank you.
Check that out. It's very, very good. So in terms of changing your financial thermostat and accepting a lot of wealth and success in your life, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, T. Harv Eker. That's a very good one.
Nice. Okay. Next question. Have you had much negativity online, and how do you deal with that? And I know Gary Vaynerchuk loves to answer the negativity with like, hey man, that's your opinion. Hey, you're welcome to that, but I'm going to carry on regardless. So how do you deal with it?
Yeah.
Much?
Yeah. So that's a great question. Whenever you put yourself out there, especially if you're doing videos or YouTube or social media, Facebook and all that kind of stuff, you're going to have negativity. It doesn't matter how good your intentions are. There are always trolls out there, right? And the great thing is I haven't had that much negativity, but once in a while, I'll get some nasty comments. So it'll be like, F yous, you don't know what you're talking about. How old are you? You must be so young. You should go back and speak to your parents. Just crazy stuff like that. I'm 37 years old, right? I'm 37 years old. I'm probably older than a lot of these people that are trolling me, which is so funny, right? But it's just funny. And so what I'll do is I don't even answer the comments. I use one very, very powerful button on your keyboard that will keep you very happy. It's just the delete button. I just go boop, delete. Awesome. And the thing about nasty comments and stuff like that is when you're first getting involved, you feel like you have to defend yourself. You feel like, because you're trying to put out your best stuff, right? So you're like, I can't believe that person just gave me that nasty comment. So you're trying to defend your honor, right? But the problem is as soon as you reply to that troll, you just open this box of worms, and then they'll reply, and then you have to reply, and then people get involved, and the whole thing just becomes negative. So the way to stop that is you just delete it. Trust me when I say that troll, they won't even realize that their comment got deleted. That's the thing about trolls. They're not trolling you specifically. They're trolling everybody online.
They're looking for a reaction.
They're looking for a reaction, yeah. And so if you react, you're giving them what they want, which is not what you want to do. So I just hit delete and I just move on with it, yeah. But it's a muscle. You have to build that muscle. You have to build that thick skin and that muscle that just doesn't care what these guys think, because they're not your audience anyway. Those guys will never buy anything from you. They'll never follow you. So it doesn't really matter. Just focus on the people who care about what you're talking about, who value what you're saying. And that's it.
That's some great advice. Love it. Okay, next question. One tip for somebody new that's starting out in online marketing or an online business, what one tip could you give a new person starting out now?
I'll give you two good tips, I think, right? The first one is you must find someone that you think that you can learn from and get their course. You have to, because if you don't learn from anybody, if you don't learn from a program, you're never going to figure it out. If you try to figure everything out for free, like if you're hanging out on YouTube, if you're hanging out on Facebook, you'll never figure it out, unfortunately, right? Because people aren't going to give you their best stuff for free, unfortunately, right? Look, we live in the real world. It's commerce and industry. People are going to package stuff off it and charge you for it, right? So if you're serious about starting an online business, you have to understand it's a real business, and the cost of doing business is learning that from someone really good. That's it. That's the first tip that I'll give you. It's an investment. It's an investment in your future, right? Because if you think about it, marketing, that skill, is one of the highest paid skills in the world. I make more than doctors, lawyers. It's just crazy. It's just when you really understand marketing, you'll make more than an architect will. And someone who went to school for 8 years or whatever to get their degree, to become an architect, you earn more than them, because marketing is such a great skill, and you're leveraging technology. You're leveraging the internet. Offline business cannot compete with that kind of leverage, right? So make sure you're willing to invest in your skills. That's number one. The second thing I would say, and this is what really helped me, is get comfortable and get okay with doing video. That's it. Maybe it feels very, scary right now, but that's the advice that I would give someone. Because if you're marketing online, you have to understand that you're marketing to people that might be living halfway across the world. Now, how is someone who's living halfway across the world supposed to trust you when they can't even see or hear your voice, right? And so the only way to bridge that gap is to do video. Because right now, I mean, you and me, Martin, you can't lie. You can't fake this stuff. I can't fake my background. I can't fake my face. I can't fake my voice. It becomes real. And so the way that you connect with people virtually online is through video, right? And the thing that people don't understand is that it's exactly like going to the gym. You go to the gym for the first time, all the weights seem very heavy. Video is exactly the same thing. It seems very awkward and weird, but the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And you'd be surprised. You can learn to do video really, really well very quickly. It's just one of those things you just have to practice. And that's it. And
YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the world. Get
on it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's one of the biggest video encyclopedias in the world, right? People go there to find out information. So if you can figure that part out, if you can figure YouTube as a platform out, you're going to win. And there's still time. It's not, although YouTube has been around for a long time, you can still get on there and leverage it and do very, very well. So yeah.
Love it. Awesome. Yeah. Okay, so final fun question then. What do you do to unwind apart from traveling the world? Are there things that you do at home and in KL that you love doing to unwind?
Yeah. So I work out a lot. I think it's important to keep fit and stay healthy and be strong. It also helps to de-stress you. So I do work out on a regular basis. And just like anybody, I like going out with the boys. I have a close group of friends that I've known for a long time. We'll go to the pubs and we'll go up and have a good time. Probably have a big night, maybe once a month, that sort of thing. And then hang out with my family, play a bit of sport. Yeah, that's about it. Nice. I'm just a regular guy, Martin. Just a regular guy.
Nice. Okay, so bonus question before we cut out is, if you could be a fly on the wall in a room watching 2 people, 5 people, 10 people, who would they be? Because, it's not going to be Donald Trump for me, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, that's an interesting one. It would definitely have to be one of the top 3 guys that I mentioned earlier. So either Vic or Russell Brunson or Gary. Yeah, just to see how they operate every single day, what makes them tick, any sort of strategies that I can sort of pull out from them. I think that would be very, very valuable for sure.
Yeah, and you'd gain so much. Yeah, incredible.
You'd gain so much for sure. Yeah,
that is awesome. I'm at the end of my questions, and I've gained so much knowledge from just the little golden nuggets that you've given us, and I really appreciate your time. Thank you, man. Where can the audience find you online? Obviously, you've got a massive following on YouTube, and where else is YouTube your primary? You said you use Instagram as well, but Facebook, and where's best? I mean, I'll put the links in the show notes anyway.
Yeah, no problem. So if you wanted to find me on YouTube, you literally just go to YouTube and you type out Aaron Chen. There's another guy called Aaron Chen. He's a comedian. It's really funny. So him and I battle for that Aaron Chen spot, but you'll find me. You'll recognize me. So that's one place. Another thing is I'm releasing a program on Monday. All right. So if anybody wants to check it out, basically it'll just teach you exactly about affiliate marketing and internet marketing and show you what I've done. It's called the website is theinvinciblemarketer.com. That's it. Right. So if they want to check that out, The Invincible Marketer, that's where you can find my stuff, and that's where I'll hang out, and that's my brand. Yeah.
Cool. Love it. Thanks again, Aaron. And it's the start of my working day, unfortunately. Yeah. It's the kind of start of your weekend there in KL. So have a great weekend, and I'll catch up with you.
Okay, take care. Good to see you. All right, bye.